ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಭೂಪ್ರದೇಶ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿ ದಟ್ಟವಾದಂತಹ ಕಾಡುಗಳಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿದ ಮಲೆನಾಡಿದೆ, ವಿಶಾಲವಾಗಿ ಹರಡಿರುವಂಥ ಬಯಲುಭೂಮಿ ಇದೆ, ಕಡಲ ತೀರಗಳಿದೆ, ಬೆಟ್ಟಗುಡ್ಡಗಳಿದೆ, ಬನಗಳಿದೆ, ಫಲಭರಿತ ತೋಟ ಇದೆ, ಧುಮುಕೋ ಜಲಪಾತಗಳಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಸೇವ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಯಾಕೆ?
ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಸೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಈಗಿದೆ, ಇತ್ತು ಮೊದಲು, ಈಗೂ ಇದೆ, ಮುಂದಿನ ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ಗೂ ಇರಬೇಕು ತಾನೆ. ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಸೇವ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಬೇಕು.
ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾತ್ರ, ಅಥವಾ ಈಗಲೂ ಅದು ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯ, ಈಗಲೂ ನಮಗೂ ಬೇಕು, ಈಗಲೂ ಬೇಕು?
ಈಗಲೂ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿನೇ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ. ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನೀವು ಕೊಡಗಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಕೊಡಗಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮರದ ಶೇಡಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಜಮೀನು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಣ್ಣು ತಗೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡಿ. ಭಾಳ ಸುಲಭ ಇದು ಮಾಡೋದು. ಮಾಡಿ ಅದೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿ, ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮರದ ಇದು the land which is under tree shade, which is constantly being replenished by the tree, by the falling of the leaves and enhancement of organic content and animals, and a land which doesn't have vegetation and animal life is entirely different. Without plant life and animal life, you cannot keep the land rich. Soil will turn into sand over a period of time. 10% of the earth's soil has become sand in the last 25 years, 10% in 25 years. Desertification is the core problem of the planet right now. We are not far behind. India's average soil organic content is supposed to be 0.68%. In recent times, I'm beginning to dispute that because I had what we thought was rich land. When we tested that, it was very poor, well below that. I think it's somewhere around 0.5% probably average. Because you're counting hills and mountains and forests, if you count only agricultural soil, it'll fall below 0.5%, which is very serious, because according to UN agencies, below 1% is considered desertification. Healthy soil means minimum 3%.
ಯಾರು ಹೊಣೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ? ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ, ನಾನು ಸೇರಿದಾಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನು ತಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು, ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಆಳುವಂಥ ನಾಯಕರುಗಳ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿನ, ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕೂಗ? ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡೇ ಅತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಫರ್ ಆಗೋದು ರೈತನಿಂದ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಇವತ್ತು ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಇಷ್ಟು ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರಿಕೆ ಯಾರು?
See, one thing is, we must leave this attitude. If something is wrong, who should be hanged? We should leave that. Nobody to be hanged, because all of us are consuming this, all right? Every one of us are part of the problem. The only way forward is all of us become part of the solution also. Why has this happened? If you look back on the history of this country in the last 200+ years, there have been many terrible famines. Well, we can always say because of occupation, because of misuse and all that, yes. You can't change history, that's our history, all right. You have seen even in 20th century, we have seen some very debilitating famines. So somewhere in early 60s or even in late 50s, we started making up this idea of green revolution. That was a bridge which made us cross the famine problem. Otherwise, many of us or our parents wouldn't be alive, you know. They all lived because of the green revolution. In this green revolution, we found this magic of fertilizer and chemicals with which we could produce more food. Because of that, our populations have gone up, people have lived longer, famines have not happened. Famine has not happened since 1962. We have to thank the fertilizer and chemical factories which supplied. But it was a bridge. If you cross the bridge, then you must get to the land. If you stay on the bridge forever, you are on a bridge to nowhere, all right? This is our problem. We crossed the bridge and we did not get down. And fertilizer and chemical usage could not be controlled and monitored because it's done in a such a diffused way. Because of that, the damage has happened. More than that, the real damage is because there is no organic content. There is no vegetation or animal life on the farms. You go on the farms and see where is vegetation, where is animal life. No plant life, no animal life, no organic content. No organic content, no organisms. No organisms, you're manufacturing a desert in your own backyard. This is the simple process. So, now is the time, because now for the first time in the last few years, we are a food surplus nation. Now that we are a food surplus nation, this is the time we need to adjust. Immediately there are hotheads everywhere who will just raise, okay, let's burn down the fertilizer factory, let's do this. Let me warn them, if you take away all fertilizer and pesticide from the world today, our food production will come down to 25% of what it is right now. That is a death warrant we will sign of our own lives. So this is not about fertilizer chemicals. The problem with fertilizer chemicals is unbridled usage. A time has come where we need to increase the organic content and use fertilizer chemicals in a doctored way. Doctored way means you have at least seen, this is not done in India, but in other countries you've seen airplanes spraying pesticides and fertilizers. This is carpet bombing, all right? Literally killing everything that is there. Because we thought if you kill all life, our crop will come up. We don't understand the foundational life in the soil, which is a microorganism which you cannot see, is the only reason why the plant and tree is growing. And it is only because of that you and me are alive. 60% of your very body is microbial organisms. So, in a doctored way means, because we are in a tech city, at least we are supposed to be, it is time we bring robotics into agriculture, because now we can apply fertilizer and chemical just where it's needed. Right now we're just spraying all over the place, killing everything. So this method of mass poisoning of water, soil, everything, because we are afraid of one thing, is not the answer. Where the problem is, you need to apply there. Now it's simply being applied without any discrimination. A time has come to increase the organic content, reduce the fertilizer usage to the extent it is necessary for a given crop. Now, local farmer who doesn't know much science about it is simply using it according to his judgment. His judgment is just, your neighbor is using so much, so I also use so much. Yes, it is true that tomorrow morning if you give up your food and just take 125 vitamin pills, you will feel like this, wonderful, charged up. But if you do that every day, end is near.
NewsFirst, ಪ್ರತಿಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ.